Good afternoon. We'll just wait for 5 more minutes. Good afternoon. So I hope everybody has understood the previous session. Anybody has any doubts from the previous session? Any doubts? So can anybody just tell me where we have stopped so that I will know, like you have really understood the topics. So what are all the topics we have covered in the previous session? So I started with charts, right? So I started with, yeah. Okay, so we have started with charts. I just told you how to insert the charts to my sheet, and also what are all the elements, the chart elements we had discussed, right? So we'll just continue with the charts today, and after the completion of all the types of charts we have, and then I'll be starting with pivot tables. Okay, so that will be again a important topic in your Excel. Okay, so now once you are in, please see to that your network is proper, and you don't go back and again come and join the meeting. Okay, or don't try to join in the second session of the second hour of the session. Your attendance, it will be gone. Okay, so first and the last I'm going to consider the attendance, and I'll keep a track on who are all attending, because from your class you see hardly 10 to 12 members are attending, so I can remember the names. So don't try to enter and leave the thing, don't do that. Okay, if any internet connection is there, just fine, it's okay, we can adjust, but don't do the same thing again and again. Okay, listen to the session, because it is for your advantages that your college has arranged all this, right? So utilize the thing. Okay, utilize and practice well so that you can understand all the topics. Okay, so let us just start with the previous session. Like I just give you a just quick recap of what I did in the previous session. I won't touch the formulas part. Okay, I will just try to start with charts, how to insert the chart, and again the chart elements I'll be explaining it to you. Okay. Okay, so now I have a particular database available for me. So I have just mentioned the database, like in the database, like from BCom, BCA and BBA, starting from 2015 to 2020. Okay, so how many number of students? Okay, just a average number of students I have put here. So what are the range they have got the admission done? So I just want to put a chart on this database. So how do I do that? Just to select the range. Okay, so just starting initially you have to select the range, go to insert tab. So insert tab, and then in the middle you have a charts as a group. Okay, so the first one is for the tables, in which we have pivot table and other tables. Okay, so in the middle we have something called as charts. Okay, so this charts, it will give you so many options, like different types of charts that you can apply for your table which you have selected. Okay, so here when I click on the recommended charts, normally, okay, automatically it shows you some of the charts which are suitable for your database, okay, which you have selected the range. Okay, otherwise you can just go with all charts option there next to it. Okay, so just select that, it will show you different types of charts available in Excel. Okay, so here on the left hand side it is the list available, and on the right hand side for each chart how many other types of subtypes of charts are available, or different ways how it can be handled. Okay, that is available. And also in the in this session, in this section, okay, you have preview of that chart. When you apply that chart, that type of chart, how it is going to be viewed. Okay, so two options are available wherein you're going to consider x-axis and y-axis. Okay, so rows with columns in x-axis and y-axis, and the ulta and the reverse of it. Okay, both of them it will be shown. So according to that, you can just choose with the type of chart you need to insert. Okay, so just click on one chart type. Okay, I'll just go with this one, first one. Okay, that is column chart, and I'll click on OK. So your chart will be placed into the cell from which you have selected. Okay, automatically it comes within the sheet itself. Okay, so this is how you can insert a chart. Now, what are the things you're going to see on the chart? So here, that is your chart title. Okay, you are giving a title for your chart. So what you can do, I want to give the name to that chart like this. See whatever available in this cell, right? So either you can just double click on that. So it can be edited, right? So you can just remove this and enter the same data over here. If at all it is too big, if you feel lazy to write the same thing here, what you can do is, okay, just select this chart title option. Okay, if it is removed, okay, I just it got removed, right? So what you can do is go to the plus option over here. There you have the option called as chart title. Just click on it. I'll come to that again. See here you have got the chart title back, right? So just now what you can do, just go to the formula bar, insert equal to symbol. Now select the range, that is college database, right? So press enter. That particular data will be available for you as a title here for the chart. Otherwise, you can just edit over here itself, double click on that, it will be available. Okay, now since I have inserted from the cell, it will automatically be there. Okay, now you cannot edit it. Okay, otherwise you can just remove it and reinsert it, no problem. So this is the chart title you have, and whatever the 2015, 2016, 2017 up to 2020 you are having, all these are my column data, right? So here my column data, as you can observe here, this data, it is considered to be my x axis. I hope everybody knows what is an x axis, right? So x axis means the data is represented in horizontally. Okay, my data is represented in horizontal way. So when you come to this BCA, BCom and BBA, my row data, it is represented as y-axis. It is represented as y-axis. So now in 2015, if you don't want this data, okay, if you want it reverse, okay, we will see the operations, how it can be changed. As of now, we'll just learn what are all the elements are available in my chart. Okay, so now here I have seen chart title. You know what is x-axis and what is y-axis, right? Your column data can be represented in x-axis or y-axis. Now in this chart which I have applied, my column data is in x-axis and row data is in my y-axis. Okay, and the numeric value it is available, right? So according to that, my BCA, BCom and BBA are arranged. The bar which is shown here, it is applied to the y-axis, right? Okay, so first one, as you can see, the blue one is the BCom, the red one is the BCA, and the green one is the BBA. So whatever you can see, the color information, right? So which color represent which color bar represent which row data, that particular, see when I select that, it is nothing but your legend. We call it as legend. Okay, so now that is my legend and these are my numeric values. And here when I click on this, you can see a boundary is highlighted, right? A particular boundary is highlighted. It is nothing but my plot area. As you can see, once I just place the cursor over there, okay, it is going to tell me that it is a plot area. Okay, so plot area. And if I place cursor outside of it, it says chart area. It says chart area. So how will this make a difference? We are going to see once I start with the formatting of chart. Okay, so now as you can see, I have mentioned the chart title. Okay, and I have told you the legend, and behind this particular, in the plot area, behind this bars, you can see some horizontal lines, right? You can see some horizontal lines. Those are called as grid lines. Those are called as grid lines, which is also available in your chart elements. Okay. So now we are going to see, okay, we are going to see some settings over here. So now my chart elements are done. If at all anything is left, I'll just show you in that particular actions. Okay. So now see, once I place the cursor in my chart, and it will show me in the left hand side, whatever the table I'm having, it will highlight whatever the data I have chosen for inserting the chart. Okay. So now once you select the chart, on the right hand side, you can see three options. You can see three options. So the first one is, it shows me all the chart elements. It shows me all the chart elements. So what are all the chart elements? See, it is showing me some boxes where I can click it or unclick it, right? Unselected. So what is that? It is going to show me. See here, first one is axis. Okay, so now observe the chart. Once it is already selected, right? So what is that you want to know? Axis, what is that you want to know? Observe the chart now, and after I unselect this, what happened? All my axis, x axis and y axis details are gone, right? I don't have any information about my x axis and y axis. So to get that particular axis details, I just have to click on the axis. Okay, so now the second one is axis titles. Axis titles. Now, as you can see, there are no, what actually is represented in my x axis, and what actually is represented in y axis. Those information is not available for me. So for that, I can just go with this. I can just select this axis titles. Now, as you can see, it is showing you option to edit there, right? Axis title. So just select that. Okay, if you want. If you don't want, okay, just remove it. Okay, so now if you want to change the data over there, okay, so just edit option is available, right? So double click on that, you will get that. Okay, so just enter. So now my x-axis is representing year, right? So I can just write that year here. If you want to make it bigger, just go to select that particular text, go to home. Okay, as you know the different formatting options, right? Just increase the size of it. Okay, so now whichever text you have selected, okay, I think I left with R there. Okay, so you can just make it bigger or bolder. Okay, so it is going to represent my x-axis. So what exactly is in my y-axis? It is about the degree, right? It is about the degree. I can just go with that text. Okay, so if at all it is not visible for you, you can just select the text again. Okay, select the text. So once you select it, automatically it is going to show on here. Okay, so make it bigger or bolder. Okay, how much ever you want. So this is how you can just increase the size and the font, or you can also say that you are mentioning the axis titles. Okay, so now the next one in that plus symbol, right? So just select that. You are having chart title which is already applied. If you don't want that, just deselect it, it will be gone. Okay, if you want it back, just select it again. So similar to that, okay, we have something called as data labels. What are these data labels? See, it is just going to show you the preview of it once I place the cursor on the option. Okay, if I remove that, this is actually the chart which I have now. So once I place the cursor on the data labels, see, it is going to show you here, as I told you, blue color. See, I'll just apply it, the data labels, I'll apply it. Blue color represent BCom, right? So here, blue BCom in the year 2015, how much it was? 99. So this
Z standard deviation divided by E the whole square.
Somebody, who is that? Is in some other class, is it? Okay, so these are the values that you have over here. Okay, these are the values, row and column values that you have for the each axis. Okay, so now that is my data labels. This is my data, and I have given a label for that, whatever the data is available from the table. Okay, so data table means, Okay, so data table, once I selected, so the same table which you have chosen for the, see, if at all you, now I just have 3 lines of code, right? I mean 3 lines of data, right? 3 rows of data. But if at all you have thousands of rows, then for which table or which, how many number of rows you have applied the chart, that can be available in this information. What is it? Data table. So what exactly you are looking for? Which table, for which data you have applied the chart, that information will be available from this data table. So now next one we have it as error bars. Next one we have it as error bars. So once I click on it, okay, let me just clear off this data labels. Okay, data table and data labels. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So now, as you can see, there is an error bars, which you can, I hope everybody can see now. See here, there is a black color, this one, right? So it is showing you the limit. Okay. So error bars are nothing, but it is going to show you some limit over there. So up to 100, it is in 99. So for 100, how much is the error line? That is, I mean, how much is the gap that is between 99 to 100? Or how much is the gap between your the value BCA second year, right? So the BCA 111. So to the next level for next data value, how much is it lacking? So all those error points it is going to show you. Okay. So if at all you want, you can just keep it. Otherwise, you can just leave it. Okay. So once I select the data, okay, you will have that option to be given. Okay. So now once I click on plus again, you can see there are grid lines available. There are grid lines available. What are these grid lines? I already told you, in the plot area, you can find the lines, right? This horizontal lines. These are known as grid lines. Okay. So now it is visible. If I just remove that, it will be gone. Okay. So you have so many other options here also. Just select that, go to that, and primary, major, vertical. Horizontal, I have already clicked it on, right? So just click on vertical. As you can see, there are vertical lines also available for you. And minor horizontal means you will get small lines between those cells, like this cell. This is one cell, right? So inside this, you're going to have some vertical lines, sorry, horizontal lines, like that. Mean minor vertical lines also you can have. Okay. So if at all you don't want any of those, just unselect that. You can just have the major horizontal lines. Okay. So this is how your grid lines can be applied. Okay. You have still more options. You can just serve for all those things. Okay. So and next one is we have legend. So what is that legend? I already explained, right? So what is that legend? It is giving you the information about the bars that we have here. So BCom, it is represented with blue, right? So all those information is given by the legends. So if you don't want that, you can just unselect it. It will be gone. If you want it, just select it. And here, once I click on this, where exactly it should appear, right, top, left, bottom. So wherever you want, right means right, top means top, bottom means bottom, and left means left. So wherever you want, you can just place it. Okay. By default, it is taking right option. So just you can click on that. So it appears to the right. Okay. Now, the last one in the chart elements is trend line. Okay. So here we don't have anything. Observe the chart. Now, as of now, we don't have anything, right? So now, I'm sorry. Yeah. Now, once I click on that trend line, it will ask me the trend line based on which series. Which series means according to my column data, row data here. Okay. If I choose for BCom and click on OK, a line is appearing, right? So trend line means, so how that admission has taken place from one year to another year. It is showing you one graph there. That is nothing but your trend line. So let us just take it for any other table. So trend line just deselected. Once again, if I click on it, okay, it will ask me for BCA. Just select it and click on OK. So now see, it is only updating. See, once I place the cursor on it, it says series BCA trend line 1, right? So here up to here, okay, here, that is the trend line, how the admissions has happened in each year. That line shows the trend line, how the trend is going on for BCA. If you just want to change it, deselect the trend line for BCA, again click on it, click for BBA, just click on OK, and it is showing you green color by default, because here the bars are in green color, so it is going to choose that green color to represent the trend line for your BBA. Okay, so these are the chart elements which we are having. Okay, so anybody has any doubts in chart elements? Any doubts up to this? I hope I didn't do this in the last class. I just explained you what are the chart elements we have. Okay, so now once I place the cursor on my charts, okay, as you can see, we have two tabs which are highlighted. One is my design tab and one is my format tab. I hope design tab, I think I have already explained what are all the things, right? So did I do this? Anybody can tell me, did I do this one? Design tab? Okay, so I think I have done that design tab. Okay, so here add chart elements is nothing but whatever I showed up till now. Okay, this is the shortcut. You can use it here, or you can also go with the design tab here. Okay, so quick layout means now whatever I shown you, right? So whatever I showed you up to now, okay, all those are automatically given to you. These are quick layouts, we can say. You can observe here. Here we don't have any this one legends, right? We don't have any legends, but here it will show you. Okay, legends are shown here. So it will, once I place the cursor on it, it is going to, okay, it is going to show you what are all the elements available. Chart title is available, legend is available to the right, and horizontal axis, vertical axis we have, and major grid lines are available. Like that, you have different quick layouts that can be automatically given to you. Okay, you don't have to set anything, you can just do it as it is. Okay, so now the next one is change colors. Whatever the colors are given here, you can just change the set of them. Okay, I have 3 colors used here in the first line, which is blue, red and green. Similar to that, if you come to the second one, it is just blue, light blue and the green one. And the next one, it is having some red, purple color, orange color, like that. You have different combinations, right? So now all those things you can change the colors. Okay, and the themes also can be changed. Chart styles also can be changed. See, so whatever I have done, same thing. Okay, in different formatting options it is available. Now in the coming this one, I'll just show you how to do the formatting things also in a brief. Okay, these are all the readily available. So once I showed you this add chart element, so those options are available automatically with quick layout, and whatever the chart styles are available, these are automatically available for you. But if at all you want to do it manually, that also we can do using this format option in the right side of this chart. Okay, that we are going to study now. Okay, so and now switch row and column means, see, I'll just go with the basic one. Okay, so now if I say switch row and column, okay, so whatever the x-axis is represented now will be changed to y-axis, and y-axis will be changed to x-axis. So once I click on that, my BCom, BCA and BBA came to the y-axis, sorry, x-axis, and years are changed to y-axis. Okay, so this is how I can use this. And select data over here. See, select the data means, suppose I have a lengthy table here. Okay, I have a lengthy table over here. If at all in the beginning I had selected only few rows for my chart, and then you have to add some more rows to that, you can do it over here. Okay, so now I have BCom, BCA and BBA shown here, right? If at all you can also increase the data chart, okay, data in the chart. Now I'm just going to show you how to hide the details. See, I am having BCom, BCA and BBA, right? So I just want BCA and BBA details. Just click on OK. It will show me only those two details. We just have BCA and BBA. Okay, only those two messages will be data will be represented in the chart. Okay, if you want more, again go to the same thing, go to the select data options, select the BCom options and click on OK. It reappears to your chart. Okay, so up to this, everybody are clear? See, the next one here is change chart type. See, now I have applied the default default chart type which was available for me. So now if at all you want to change, just click on it. Again, this particular option will take you to the dialog box in which all types of charts are available. Okay, so again you can just make a choice over here. Okay, so now the last option over here is move chart. Either you can keep this chart in the same place or move the chart to any other sheets. Either you can select the new sheet or object in the particular sheet itself. Okay, in the particular sheet itself, you can add it in a different cell. Okay, anything is fine. So if I click on new sheet, it is creating a new chart sheet. It is creating a new chart sheet. I hope everybody, I just explained how do I insert a sheet or a chart in a different chart sheet, separate chart sheet. Okay, so can anybody put a chat in the message box, like what is a shortcut for both of them? Anybody? I'll just give you time for another 2 minutes. Please drop me a message. Like, what is the shortcut for inserting a chart in the new chart sheet, or also along with that in the same chart sheet? Okay, both of them, please let me know. I'm asking for the shortcut, Shamita. Shortcut keys without using mouse. What is the shortcut using keyboard? How can I do that? Okay, let me just show you once. Okay, so I'll just remove this first. The chart can be removed. Just select it, click on the delete option, it will be gone. Okay, I will just select this data, complete data. Okay, just select the data. Okay, so now for inserting, just hold Alt plus F1. Okay, within the same sheet, you're going to get it. Alt plus F1. If you're using laptop, okay, if you're using laptop, you can just hold Alt, okay, Alt and function button and then F2. Okay, Alt plus function button and F2. Please don't unmute, Pa. Who is that? Okay, so this is your shortcut for inserting the chart within the same sheet. Okay, if at all you want to insert it in a different sheet, then okay, I'll just remove this again. So my data is already available. So then you have okay your F11. Okay, you can just press F11. If at all you're using laptop, just go with function key and then press F11, it is going to move to the different chart sheet. See, this is your chart sheet. How do you identify that it has a chart sheet? There is a difference between your sheet and the normal sheet and the chart sheet, right? So in your sheet, you have different cells, but in chart sheets, you will not have those cells, okay? Directly, it will be, the chart will be available in this, okay? If at all you want to remove this chart sheet, just right click on that particular chart, say delete, okay? And it will ask you for the permission, just say delete, it will be gone, okay? Either you can use that shortcut or just go to the insert tab and insert any of the charts over here, okay? It will be applied by default, it will be applied into the sheet itself, okay? I hope everybody has understood up to this. Shall I move to the next topic? Sorry. So now, as I told, there are different styles available, chart styles are available here, right? So even we can format it according to our style, okay? So just click on the chart, okay? So now there are different options again here. See, on whichever part of the chart you want to format it, okay? Just double click on that. Now I just want to format my chart area. So I'll just double click on that. And as you can see, an option, format chart area option is available for you. Okay. So here for you, 3 different options are available. So first one is what? Fill. Okay. Just click on that and it will ask you for so many options here again. So no fill means whatever we can see here. So nothing has been displayed. Okay. Automatic and no fill is one and the same. Okay. And solid fill means you will be having different colors in the background. This is your chart area, right? So complete chart area will be filled with that particular color. So now automatically blue is selected. If at all you want to change that, here there is an option, right? Just click on that and select whichever color you want to give it for that. Okay. So just if I give some light color here, so it will be applied to my chart. Okay. If you don't want that color, deselect it and just give any other color. Okay. So now gradient fill means click on that. Okay. There will be a shades, different shades will be available for you. Okay. So here the next option you have it as picture or texture fill. Okay. You have picture or texture fill. Here whatever you can see here, you can observe there will be like for a house building, like for any building, they will ask you for texture paint and all that, right? So same thing here also, a texture will be applied to the background or in the chart area. Either that you can fill it out, or you can also insert any picture to the background. So how do I insert? Once I click on it, this option will be available for you, picture source. Just click on it. Okay, so now it will ask for 2 different things. See, for 3 different actually. So we'll just discuss 2 of them here. Okay, from a file means from your local computer, you can just already if you have downloaded it, you can just do it. Otherwise, you can select with the online pictures. So just go to that online pictures. Only if you have online connections, you can just go to this option. Okay, I will just say NICT logo. Okay, here the pictures means you can just go with, normally we go with logos. Okay, so just click on that and click on OK. I'm sorry, online pictures. And we have NICT logo. I just want the NICT logo. So I'll just click on that. Okay, it is not appearing, and press enter. See, it is available for you, right? So I'll just take any one of them. I'll just go with the first one and say insert. Okay, so now as you can see in the chart, it is available in the background. If it is not very clear, you can just remove it. Okay, so see, if you select the style picture as texture, the complete chart area will be filled with that logo because the size of it is less, right? So the particular logo will be, if you don't want this picture to be visible, just go with automatic, it will be removed. Okay, so once I say automatic, it will be removed. Okay, and pattern fill means you have different patterns over here. You can just go with those patterns. Okay, so like this, different options are there for filling out the background chart area. And also we have this shadow. Okay, and glow, soft edges. You can check for all these things, okay? And 3D formats, if at all you want to display those things in 3D format, okay? Just increase the point with this, okay? Increase this also, you'll be getting over there, okay? So this is how we can make use of chart options. And also in the chart options, you have size and properties, okay? Size of your chart, okay? So you can increase it or you can also decrease it. This is the height, okay? And width also you can just increase it and decrease it, okay? Anything is fine. And rotation means in which angle you have placed, that also can be changed, okay? You can just change it, decrease it, okay? Okay, like that it can be changed. Now text options. Text option means whatever you have written in the chart area, those particular text can be viewed in a different format. Okay, here also I can insert pictures, pattern fill. Okay, only the text, only the textual format, that is textual information available in my chart area. Only those things can be changed. See, okay, if I say no fill, it will be gone. But if I want something else, so it will be solid fill, means it will be appearing more bold. Okay, so like this you can make use of formatting option for different areas. Now I have just shown you for chart area, chart area. You can also do that for each and every element of that particular chart. Now I have selected one second, the series. Okay, so now if I just double click on this, see, it will show you the options for series options. Okay, format data point, it is asking you for series options, all these bars, right? So now just I have selected that. Okay, so secondary axis, okay, it will be made in a bold way. Okay, primary axis means it will come back to its original position. Okay, so if you go to fill option, again you can change that particular series. Okay, so gradient fill, you can just go with whichever element you are choosing. Okay, automatically, if I give, automatically it will be reset into its previous formatting option. Okay, so like this you can use the formatting options for different things. Either you can do this, okay, or just go with the chart styles which are available. Okay, so one more thing here is, I'll just go to the plot area. Okay, plot area, the same option, the name itself suggests, right? Here plot area options. So yeah, same options. Okay, I think border we have, yeah. So border also you can just go to the solid line, okay, and change the color of the border, okay, to the black. So as you can observe, there is a black line, black border available for you. Okay, if you want to change that, if you want to make it like different themes, dash types, bigger or smaller, you can just do it, dash lines. Okay, so like this, you can just make a difference for your formatting. I mean, different plot area options or even different elements that are present in your chart. Okay, so this is your, again, the same option. Okay, well, let us just go with axis here. Okay, so I'll just click on this. Okay, axis options are available for you. Okay, so now in this axis, right? So we'll just consider the number. Go to the number here, and here you can even change the format of the number options for axis. Either you can go with currency, so it will be changed to currency, but those are my years, right? So I'll just go with date. If you want, date can be changed, and again you can just format it according to your option. Okay, let us just stick on with the general option. So that is my year. Okay, so like this you can have different options. Okay, so that was for my number. Okay, and here the axis, in the axis, the vertical alignment you can do, the textual format, whatever your text, what is available for you here, 2015, 2016. So now just see, you can just custom angle option is available. Once I just increase it, my axis which is selected, I selected this one, right? So if at all you want, you can just double click on this. Now I want to change the angle of this. See, it is changing. Okay, it is changing in a different angle, right? So either you can do this or just decrease it, so it comes in the opposite direction. Okay, and if you do it minus, see, it is changing towards right. Okay, so like this you can change the angle of the text over here. Okay, so that is one more option for your axis. Okay, So now I think the number also I showed you. Okay, let me just go with this again. Access option and numbers, you have labels option. Okay, so where exactly you want to place it, that also you can do. See, next to access means it is placed over here. If I say high, it comes, the range is not clear, so we can just go with low, it will appear back. Okay, so none means it won't show anything. You can do that. Okay, next to access means this particular line is your access, so next to that only it will be printed. Okay, like that. Again, I have the number, so here also you can change the format of that particular number. So if I go with the text options over here, again, whatever the text is appearing here, it can be formatted. Okay, it can appear in different formats. Okay, so even the text can be, see, custom angle, you can just change it again towards right or towards left, top to bottom. So anything like that, formatting options is available. See, all these things you can just go and surf, so that it is interesting for you to change different options, right? So just surf for that. Okay, so you can do it by yourself. All these things you should do it practically. Okay, so some of them I'm going to teach you here. The rest of it you have to search it by yourself, so that you can learn so many other options which even I may not be knowing, so that you can share with me. Okay, so you can share with me, so that from the next session onwards I can teach other students also, right? Please go through all these options and let me know if you have found out any other options for the chart. Okay, so this is format for my access. Okay, so now here whatever the number is available, you can also change the display unit there. Yeah, so bounds, I have from 0 to 200, right? So I have from 0 to 200, because here my range is only so much, from 0 to 200. If at all you want to change that, you can go with this bounds, whereas it has minimum and maximum. See, as you can observe, it is showing 0 to 200, right? So you can change that here. Okay, if I just give it as 10, and if I just give this up to 150, okay, we have up to 180 also, so 180 will just give it. Okay, so if I show it here in the chart, see, it is starting from 10 and it is going up to 180. Okay, 160, sorry, I have typed it as 160. Yeah, 180. 180 is not shown there because the units between these two numbers. Okay, so it is 10 to 50, right? So I'll just change this to 10. Major is 10 and also minor is 10. So now see, it is going to be changed between 10, 20, 30, 40. Between the numbers, it is only there is 10 units difference. That is the unit difference we have. Bounds means from here to the starting point to the ending point. What is that we are defining? Okay, units means between the numbers here. Okay, like this you can just go with different options. Okay, so these are the different formatting options you can have. I think I have completed this design thing. And once you go to this format option, the next tab which is available, see, you can have again different formatting options, which already we did with the help of this thing. Okay, so here chart area we have, okay, whatever the format selection, see, the same thing appears here. Whatever I discussed till now, it is appearing for you here. So one more thing that is here is available here is insert shapes. Okay, see, to your chart, whenever you are making presentations and all that, you can insert shapes, like arrow marks can be there. Just select that uh, and just drag and drop up to which point you want to show. Just to select it. If you want, change the color also here. Okay, so if you just drag it, just click on that, many options are available. So I can just represent the like pointing thing like that. You can just for presentation sake, you can make use of this shapes. And one more thing is, see, if at all I have this bar, I'll just select it, and I want some shapes inside instead of this bar. Okay, so that time also I'll just select this, I'll go to insert option, I'm sorry, I'll just select the chart first, I'll go to the format option. There I will just select this and click on this and select this again. Okay, just whichever shape you wanted. Okay, just I will select it and I will change the outline of this. Okay, just make it black. And also if you want, just go here and change the weightage of this, and it will become more bigger. Okay, we have just changed this, and I just want this shape to come in place of this one. So that time, just I have already selected the shape, right? So just copy that. Okay, so either shortcut you can use or just right click on it and say copy. Okay, now I have copied it using Control and C. Now click on the shape which you want to paste. Please don't unmute, by it is disturbing others also, right? Whoever it is. Okay, so I just want to place this one in the place of this bar. Okay, just copy it using Control C, and now I'll just select this bar and I will say Control B. See, all your bar has been the third one, which is that BBA. Okay, it has changed to this shape. Okay, everybody has understood up to this, the formatting option, inserting the shape. Any doubts here? You want me to explain that again? Shape which I inserted. Do you want me to tell it again? Okay. So I hope everybody has understood. Okay. So if you don't want this, I'll just remove this. Okay. Control Z. If you do that, again, it is going to come back. Okay. And just remove this shape. Okay. This is how you can go with the formatting option. So let me check with whatever shape styles, whatever we have done. And these are the word art style, which can be used for your textual format. Okay. Okay, this is for alt text, means you can just describe particular chart element over here. Okay, so when I click on that alt text, okay, so you can just describe, it is giving you option to describe the chart element you have. Okay, so that is the thing. And selection pane is nothing but here here, if at all you have multiple charts, okay, if at all you have multiple charts, you can just click on this I mark over here. So only that particular chart which you haven't clicked on it will be visible. Other charts will be made invisible. Okay, now I have only one chart, so I just clicked on it, so it is invisible now. If I just click on it, click on that I mark again, it reappears. Okay, this is your selection pane. Okay, so in this things, these are all the different options available for me in design and format options. So shall I go to the types of charts? Everybody has understood the design and the format options, right? And here also, see that sorting filter option is available for you. Okay, I think I didn't tell you that. See, here also you have it sorting option. So just if I click on that, the same option, whichever you want to view. If I just remove this, everything will be removed. So if I choose whichever you want, it will be available for you. Okay, so only those things you can see. If at all I remove 2015, it will be removed, only that will be highlighted. Okay, if I remove this 2016, once I place the cursor, it, as you can see, it is filtering out, right? So whichever I want to apply. So now I'll just I have removed 2016 and I will say apply. See, the 2016 is gone. Okay, if you want it back, just click on it, it will reappear. Okay, like this, even the sorting options are available. Okay, names, BCom, BCA, BBA, which you want to apply. If I click on this none, it will be gone. Apply, if I say, it will be gone. If you want it back, just click on it. The legend names will be coming back. Okay, so like this, you can just even use the filter option on chart. Okay, so let us now consider on different types of charts available for us. Okay. Okay, so as I told you already, okay, we have different types of charts, right? So what are all the charts we have? So first one, we'll try to look into column chart or clustered chart. Okay, so now I'll just select this data in which I have given different divisions in a company. Okay, which are how much they have achieved in first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. This one I need to show it in the chart. Okay, so I'll just go to insert option. Here you have shortcuts. Okay, either you go to the first one. Here these are all the column charts available for you, or if you don't want this one, just go to the recommended chart. There, go to all charts. In that, the first one is column chart. Okay, you have this as the clustered column chart. and you have the second one as the stacked column. We will see both of them now. Okay, so the first one is clustered chart. Okay, so now I'll just click on that, and I will, since by default it is selected, right? So just I'll click on OK. That particular chart will be applied here. Okay, so now as you can see, productivity P, that is my row data, is in a x-axis, and my column data are available in y-axis. This is how I can just use it. So if at all I want to make it ulta, okay, reverse of it, I'll just say switch row or column. It appears my quadrant, my quarterly values will come in the x-axis, and my division names will appear in the y-axis. Okay, so this is how a clustered column will be appearing for you. Okay, so whatever the previous chart also which I showed you, it is also the same thing. Okay, so if at all I want to change this, go to change chart type, and here again it is going to show you the same dialog box. Okay, so in the column again you have the second one as the stacked column. I'll just go to that and click on OK. See here, I have the same thing. Okay, quadrant one, like in clustered or column chart, we have each rows represented within different bars. But here in this stack, okay, stack means it is like this. Stack is only having only one end. Okay, stack means having only one end like that. Okay, memory, it represents a memory like this. Okay, similar to that, stack chart means in a single bar you're going to represent all the row data or all the column data. Okay, so this is how your stacked chart can be represented. Okay, so whenever you have multiple data in a particular table, you can just go with this one, clustered and stacked. So both of them, see, since I changed the chart type, you have got only one. If you want to insert more, again just go to the same table selection, go to insert, recommended charts, and go to the all charts option. Okay, there you have clustered column option, just select that and click on OK. So both of them appears here. Okay, just move, you can just move the selection whichever you have chosen. This is my first chart and this is my second chart. Okay, so on these charts you can make the different formatting options. Okay, so and my second chart is line chart. Okay, we will see the difference between your line chart and the column chart. See, I will have some data over here. Monday to Friday is my day, and we have different companies. Okay, they have given some value here according to different companies. What are those? See, it may be some share value or it may be some stock value. Okay, so each day how it is changing. That particular data we can just analyze using a line chart. Okay, so let us just select the complete table. Okay, select the complete table. I will try to insert the line chart. See, your line chart is available here only, right? So insert line or area chart. Just click on the drop down. You have different options over here. Okay, so I'll just go with the first one or second one, whichever you want to. I'll just go with this one. It shows how it is going, the graph part. Okay, so here you don't have any bars, right? You just have lines which are showing that particular report. Okay, so starting from this point, what is that? The value is 69. See, 60 to 80 in between it is there, right? So from starting from 69, after this, if you choose this one, see, the first company VER 69, and then it goes to 96, right? And then it comes to, I hope everybody can see this. I'll just zoom it if you want. Yeah, so now it is starting, VER company, it is starting from 69, right? And then it goes to the 96 on Tuesday. Once I place the cursor, even the information also will be displayed there. Okay, and once I go move to the next point, it is 110, and on Wednesday, and on Thursday it is 98, and on Friday it is, I'm sorry, on Friday it is 123. Okay, like this for all the columns which we have taken, the lines, different individual lines will be represented. Okay, so here only it says the legends which we have written here. Okay, automatically which the chart has given for us, it shows the different line colors. Okay, so for different company. Okay, so this is how a line chart can be explained. Okay, so now the next one is, see, these are all different charts that can be used in different scenarios. Okay, so some of them I'm just showing you here. See, we have the next one as radar chart. So already the radar chart means something like you will have like a web. Okay, so just select it, go to insert, and here only you have the options, or you can just go to the recommended charts. There you select the all charts. Here the name of the chart is radar, right? So just select that, and you have different options again here. Okay, you can just go with radar with markers, or radar just the radar. Okay, we'll just go with the radar with the markers so that we can know how, where, which point it is mentioned. Okay, just go to that, and I'll select okay. Okay, let me just zoom in. So here actually we are just selecting the data for different three different persons, their knowledge, delivery, effectiveness, helpful, and punctuality. We have scored them, right? So according to the score, we have given the chart here. What is that chart? Graham, Barbara, and Kate. So three different person here, and what are all the points they have scored in each areas, right? So knowledge, punctuality, helpful, effectiveness, and delivery. So how much they are scored. So from starting from 0 up to 5. Okay, if at all I remove this any data, and if I make changes here, 1 second, let me just bring it back here. Okay, so now here we have 4.1 and all that. I'll just change this one to 2.0. Okay, let me just change that to 2.0. As you can see, the Graham, right? So I changed it for Graham. The blue line came up to 2, right? So I changed it to 2. So which was here. Now it has come to this point wherein it is representing the number 2. Like this, your chart can be made for radar chart, in which it shows different points like this. Okay, so starting from inner side to the outer side, how it has been moved. Okay, yeah, that is your radar chart. And my XY scatter chart is nothing but, okay, XY scatter chart is nothing but, it is going to show you the relationship between X and Y points. I have X, in X axis I have salaries, and in Y axis I have car price. If at all I want to have a relationship between these two values shown in a chart. Okay, so to find out if there is a relationship between X and Y. Okay, so we'll just select the entire column here, entire two columns, go to insert, go to recommended charts. Okay, there in the all charts, you can just go with XY scatter. Okay, and I'll just click on OK. See here, whatever you can see, it is, those are just spots that you can see, right? Only the spots. Okay, so now these points will show me the relationship between X and Y axis. So once I place the cursor over here, it says me Y car price between 35672 commas 20858. Is there any relationship? That point, see, this may not be the exact data what is available for you, but if at all you have any relationship between the salary and the car price, then it shows like this. Okay, so the relationship between 2 points can be given in this format using XY scatter. Okay, so these are some of them. Okay, I'll just give you 5 more minutes. Okay, another 2 to 3 minutes of break. Just hold for some time. Okay, I'll just revise these types of charts. Okay, I'll just come back. Okay, anybody has any doubts with this types of charts? We just left with a few more charts here. We'll just discuss that. Okay, so the next one is stock chart. Okay, so the next one is stock chart. See, we have, as the data is itself is representing here, high, low and close, right? So now just observe, we have the date column over here, high, low and close, right? So now I'll just select the data, try to insert stock chart. Okay, stock chart, and as you can see here, it is representing the high, low and close data, right? So I'll just click OK. Now as you can see, once I place the cursor over here, it says close there. On 15 to 2020, you have the close data over here, and you have the high low data over here and the high data over here. It is showing you the range. In the single line itself, it is going to show you the high data, low data, and also the close data. Okay, so this is how you can represent the stock data. Stock is nothing but stock information, right? So high value per day. See, stocks you would have observed, right? So I mean, heard about, right? So stocks and shares, those values per day, what was the high value? It was the range, high range it was given, and what is the low range, and at which point it was closed. Okay, so those points we can just mention using this stock chart. Okay, on 16 to 20 16 to 2020, you have the high close point over here, whereas the low point over here, and your low line here, sorry, low line is here, and the high point was at 2771. That is the range. Okay, in this range it is going to represent it within a single line. Okay, so but for stock chart you should have this date. Okay, sorry, you should have this date. Okay, and also high, low and close data. All these three must be available for you. Okay, then only it can make a chart. Okay, so like this you can apply a stock chart. Okay, so this is your stock chart, and the next one is combo chart. Next one is combo chart. Okay, what does this combo chart means? Combo means it is the combination of multiple charts, right? So now combo chart, see I have these many data, right? So this many data, for I'll select all the data here. Okay, sorry. Okay, select the range, you go to insert and say combo chart. Okay, combo chart, which is in the last. Okay, as you can see, it is going to give me two charts, but here I have only got the line chart over here, and this one as the profit point over this one. Okay, so you can just change the chart type over here. How do you change? Go to the chart again. Okay, so now I just selected. Go to insert now. If you want, you can just change it over here. From the beginning, we'll insert. So go to that insert. Go to all charts and combo chart. Here only you have the option. If you want clustered column, you can do that, or you can also go with line chart for both of them. Okay, just if you want, just click on that. See the blue line here, that is a straight line available. Okay, so that is for your the month. Okay, and this one, the orange line which is shown here, it is for the profit. Okay, it is for the profit in different months. Okay, in different months, the highest peak it is at $15, right? So $15,180, it was, which was in the month of July. That is shown over here. Okay, and this is the lowest, and this is the next lowest. Okay, so like this you can represent the two charts together within the help of combo charts. Okay, either line chart or column chart. That is the combination of two charts here. And the next one we have it as bar or pie chart. Okay, so now I just have some set of data over here. Okay, so I'm trying to show the wildlife population of different animals. Okay, wildlife population of different animals in different areas. Okay, so I'll just select this one here. When you have bar chart, it will be suitable for only one columns. Okay, so now we'll just select this one here. Okay, only one row. In the 2017 bears, how many were there? Dolphins, how many were there? And whales, how many were there? Okay, just go to the insert option and try to insert pie chart. Try to insert pie chart. Okay, so you can just choose this here, and you have an option called as 3D pie chart. Just go with that. See, this is more effective when you go to the pie chart. Okay, 3D pie chart will be more effective, and it shows. See, the 3D means you have different axes, right? Three different axes, X, Y, and Z. Okay, so X is this one, and Y is this one, and Z is this one. Okay, so this is how a pie chart looks like. And here bears are represented with blue in the 2017, right? It's a 2017 year. Dolphins are this much and whales are this much. So like this, you can represent a particular data. If at all you want for multiple things, see here it represents only one data. Okay, though I select this, though I select two rows and try to insert the pie chart for this, see, it shows me only the 2017 details, right? So what you can do is just select this again, select the chart. Okay, and go to select data, go to select data option over here in the design tab. See, you have 2017 and 2018 here, right? So deselect this 2017, which will show you only 2018 details of bears, dolphins, and whales. Just click on OK, and it shows you the details of 2018. And now here I'll just change the type to the 3D pipe. I'll just click on OK. Okay, it's not visible properly. Okay, let it be like this. Okay, so now here, see, I will just select a part of this. I will try to select a part of that particular chart. See, I'm selecting dolphins over here. This selection is, I guess, everybody can see. Okay, now I'll just try to click on that and move a bit. See, it is separated from those two, right? So this is how you can just separate those parts. Okay, just select it, drag and drop. See, it can be deselected. See, it can be deselected. Okay, like this, it can be, moved out of that circle. Okay, if you want it back, just say Control Z, it will be moved back. Okay, now even you can just go to this, one second, format option here. Okay, just select the table, go to format option, and here say format selection. Select that format selection option, go to fill here. Okay, automatic it is fine. I have selected the plot area. Okay. Yeah, that is the text option, right? Yeah, no problem. Just make a selection over here, then go to this format option. Okay, so you can choose the different formats that can be applied. So like how many percentage can be applied like this, you can just do it. Okay, if you want, see, I told you different styles, right? So those different styles can be applied to each one of them. So this is how you can make use of pie chart. Okay. Any doubts up to this? Shall I go to the next one? Okay. So we have next one, we have it as people chart. Sorry. We have people chart. See, usually the name itself suggests people chart means if at all you are doing some census and all those things, these charts will be useful for us. So we have different areas. Okay. We have different different areas in a country or in a country. Okay, in a particular area, how many different peoples are there, like from different religions. Okay, you can just check for those census. Okay, for those numbers. Okay, in different areas or from different places. Okay, and represented with the help of a chart. So we have the option as people chart. Okay, but before that, okay, I just want to show you something. I have the insert option, and here in the add-ins, you can observe there are two options: get add-ins and my add-ins. So here in the get add-ins option, get add-ins means this is nothing but you have to purchase some of the charts. You can purchase some of the charts from the store. Okay, just like how you have from PlayStation, you can just download some apps, right? Similar to that, you can go to this and select for different options. Okay, so this is in your get add-ins. Here we have already Excel is providing me some my add-ins. So what is that? I have the people graph. Okay, so it is already giving me in the store. We have different options like this. Okay, by in my add-ins, in my library, I have this people graph. Okay, so I just want to apply that people graph, which is available here only. Shortcut is here only. Okay, just if you want, just select that. A general format is going to apply, will be given for you, where this data, whatever I had selected, that is not available for you here. So what I can do, just to select this data, and here in the right side, I would select the chart. Okay, here in the first option, you have, in the first option, you have the data option. Select your data. Okay, so now in this select your data option, I have already selected this range, right? Just to say create. So now see, it is going to be arranged according to my table data. Okay, so we have Christians people with 5 million, Muslim with Islam with 1.6 million. Okay, like that we have secular or non-religious from 1,100 million. 1,000 from Hindus, and Buddhism we have 394 million. Like this, the data can be represented. If at all if you make changes to this, okay, you can just make this to 8. Okay, so press enter. This will be changed. The data automatically will be changed. Okay, so now if at all you want different themes, okay, there is an option in the first one, settings option. So just go to that, and here you have different kinds of themes. It will be applied to your chart like this. Okay, so this is how your people chart work. Okay, so this is your people chart, wherein you can just represent the number of peoples, or like there's some census, if at all they have done, those data can be represented with the help of people chart. Okay, so the next one here is, see, we'll just go with 2 more charts, okay, for today, and then we have the small topic called as pivot tables. I mean, not small topic, and I am going to give you the introduction to that particular thing. Okay, see, I have here some data: opening balance on this day and closing balance on this day. This is the opening date, sorry, and closing balance on that amount. Okay, so now here I'll just select this data, or here I'll just select this particular data. Now here, whichever data is there, okay, in brackets, those are all negative datas. Okay, those are all negative datas. I'm sorry. Okay, we'll give some data over here. Okay, so now my 56, it is a particular negative data. My 8 is a negative data. So now whenever we have this waterfall model, see, waterfall model means it is going to show you both the ends, positive and the end and the negative end. So here, whatever the closing balance you have, if it is negative, it comes down. If it is positive, it goes up. That is the difference. That's all. Okay, we'll just select this data, go to the insert option, and try to insert this waterfall chart. Okay, so we have this waterfall chart. Okay, so in by last but third one. Okay, just click on OK. Now see, your chart will appear here, and if it is negative, it appears in orange, right? So decreasing, it says decreasing. Increase means everything is in blue. Okay, so this is how it will represent the negative and the positive data. Okay, this is your waterfall model. And the next one you have, the last one, it is quite a difficult task for us to learn in this particular time. Okay, I mean in this level. Okay, this speedometer chart. Okay, speedometer chart. We have different steps to insert this. We don't have anything called a speedometer chart as it is. These are the modifications which we have done for already existing some of the charts. Okay, so how it works, see, this particular topic will be taught again in your advanced Excel, but here in this portion we are just going to cover what actually it is. Okay, see, I have the average written over here, which is 78%. See, if it is more than 75%, it is best, right? So good means 75%. Like this, we have different options. Now, once I change this, see, 78% means my arrow mark is in this way. Like a speedometer, you would have already seen in your bikes and all that, right? So similarly here, once if I change it to 66%, may see the changes that happens in the speedometer. See, it moved back, right? So you cannot see that value properly. So now I'll just give it to some other value. Let me make it up 79. Okay, 79%. You can see the difference. It is average. Okay, if it is less than 50, it is not going to show you. It doesn't have any effect. If you have more than 50 or more than 60, you can have this effect shown. Okay, which is average, right? So which is average. Okay, so like this, your speedometer chart can be displayed. Okay, but this portion will again be taught for you in the advanced Excel concept, because here there are too many steps that needs to be explained for you. Okay, so everybody has understood with different types of charts. Will you be trying today at home today? Can you try with different data and represent the charts and send me some of those? Okay, you can just go with simple charts over there. Try to have some data and put the chart. Try to insert different types of charts and send me that assignment. Okay, I think pie chart I would like to see, column chart, and two more of your choice. Okay, you can select line chart or anything like that. Okay, so just select at least on another 4 charts and send it to me. Okay, it will be interesting for you. Okay, just check with the data and try to insert. Okay, so this is about your different types of chart. Okay, let us just concentrate on the next topic which is available for us. Okay, so it is our pivot chart, pivot table, sorry, it is pivot table. So what are these pivot tables? See, it is one of the most powerful features which will allow you to extract the significance from a large detailed data set. So here, see, we already have so many sorting options and all those things, but here to analyze a particular set of data, you can go with this pivot tables, which will give you an effective result. Okay, so we'll now see try to insert those pivot tables. Okay, and learn that first, then I will just you will understand the steps there. Okay, so I have large data over here. See, I just have almost 67, okay, 79 rows. Okay, 79 rows available here. So now for all these data, I'm going to add the pivot table. See, just observe, just click on the first cell. I want to select the entire range to apply the pivot table. Okay, so I'll just place the cursor in the first cell. What you can do is hold shift and move the right side arrow mark towards the last column. Okay, and press down arrow. Okay, press down arrow. It will go up to the last one. Okay, it will go up to the last one. So like this up to the last row which is used. Okay, so you can just either go with this one or just go to the first option, control. Sorry, we have dates also here. Sorry, okay, dates also are available. So dates, control and shift. Okay, control plus shift will take you the last row use, last column use, and holding the same thing, just press the down arrow key. Press down arrow key, it will take you to the last row that is used, last row that is used. This is how the selection can be made. Okay, after that, in order to insert the pivot table for this, okay, just go to the insert option. The first option available in your pivot insert tab is pivot table. Just click on that. It will ask you for the range. Is that selected range you want to insert the pivot table? Just click on OK. And here you have two options, new worksheet or existing worksheet. So I'll just click on existing worksheet here. I don't want to show this in a different worksheet. I want it to be in the same worksheet. So I'll choose this existing worksheet option and it will ask me for the location. Just press this arrow mark. Okay, it will be minimized. Now you can just place the cursor where you want to place that particular table. Okay, select the cell, click this arrow mark down again and click on OK. See now, as you can see, just a plain table is available here for you, and you have an option called as pivot table fields. Now, what you can do is this pivot table will give you the different columns from your table. It has listed out different columns. So now once I click on that column, it is going to show you that particular rows. Okay, see here 2019, 2020 and 2021. Only these 3 years I have used here. Okay, so it is going to list out only those rows. If I just click on this plus mark, it is going to show you the quarters in that. Okay, just click on that. Okay, that is the rows part. Okay, so now I will just remove this date here. SL number I have, I want that to be in the rows. I'll just place it over here. See, if you don't want the date here, okay, just you can remove the field there, and quarters also I can just remove from the field. So I just want the rows to be I just want the rows to have the SL numbers here. If I don't want that, just click on it, it will be gone there. I just want to know who are all the salesperson. Who are all the salesperson? Just click on that, it will appear in the rows. See, you can just view who are all the salesperson you have. Along with salesperson, I want to see what exactly they have made the sales. Okay, so for this particular rows will be sales, but I want what exactly they have made the sales, right? I'll just give it directly. See, if there is a difference, right? Once I directly click on it, it is showing you the sum of sales. See here, the Harish Kumar or Ganesh Gowda is there, right? So the one data, he has made sale like $20 here. And again, if you check, Ganesh Gowda has made $18. Like this, wherever Ganesh Gowda is there, automatically the pivot table is going to have the sum of all those sales for each person. See how easy it is, right? You cannot do this using any other formula, right? See, it is out. See, what we have to do, we have to go with some ifs and all that, some ifs and all that, right? But within a click, you can have all these in your hands. What is that? I have the salesperson and I want to see how much he has made complete sales, right? So total together. So I just clicked on the sales along with the salesperson. It got me those things. If at all you don't want this sum of sales, the values, just drag this and put it in the columns. See, observe. Okay, so just observe here, it is going to show you the complete value, but here it won't work out. Okay, so it will not work properly. So what you can do is put that particular sales. Okay, put that particular sales what you have in columns to rows. Now see Ganesh Gowda, how much sales he has made, all those things will be listed out in the rows itself. Then the next sale person, Harish Kumar. Like this, you will have different sale options. Okay, so like this, the pivot table can be inserted. Okay, so if you want it back, click on the field list here, you're going to get it back. I'll come to that part again. Okay, so now I have got sale person and sales. That's all, right? I'll just try to remove the sales here now. As of now, only the sale persons are available now. I want to see in which are all regions they have made the sale. Okay, so I'll just click on the region over here. It will appear in the rows itself. If at all you want it in columns, you can put it over in the columns here. Okay, so north, east, north, south and west. That will be the column values. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so you have got the sale person details and also the region which they have made the sales. Now I want to see the salesperson in each region, how much they have made the sales. I'll just put this sales over here. See, automatically the sum of sales will be displayed. Sum of sales will be displayed for all the regions. See, all the sum of salesperson list is there, and each salesperson, how much he has made the sale in each region, individual region, it will be displayed over here. I think everybody has got this point why that pivot table is used now. Anybody is having any doubts? Any doubts in how the pivot table is working? Okay. Okay, I am hearing only one yes or no. Okay, what about others? Are you guys there? Anybody else is there listening to the class? No attendance if you don't answer, because I'm not listening to anybody, right? Nobody else is listening, I guess. Okay, so now somebody has doubt. Which one you want me to explain? Srivatsa, okay. What you want me to show again? How to insert, okay. So now I'll just remove all this. Okay, so now I have the range of data here, right? So pivot table, if at all you want to insert, just select the cell here. The first cell I have selected, just hold Control and Shift and move the cursor towards right using the right key. Okay, now just press the down arrow. It will select only the used range of data, only the used cells. Okay, so in which data is present. Now just go to insert option and insert option and select the pivot table option over here. That's all. Okay, it will ask me for the range. Already I have selected the range, so you can keep it the same thing. And if at all, it will ask you for two options, whether you want to insert the pivot table in the new worksheet or in the existing worksheet. I want to show it in the existing worksheet, so I will select that, and it will ask me for the location. So you can just click on the arrow mark upward, so it will just minimize. That's all. Okay, now you can just place the cursor in a cell and bring it back. Okay, now click on OK, it will be inserted. Okay, first of all, it will be plain. Now what you can do is you can just select the options. So salesperson, I want to just list out. So who are all there? See, they are all repeated, right? Only individual salesperson will be selected over here. And what are the sales they have made? Only that will be displayed. Now automatically the pivot table will give you the sum of sales made by each salesperson. Okay, in different regions, if you want, just select the regions, so it will be applied for each and every individual person. So now salesperson and region both are in different rows, right? You can just drag this region and put it over into the columns. So each your each salesperson details is available here. See, these are the salesperson and different regions are listed out as a column. Okay, and the final is grand total, which is available for you, automatically given by the pivot table. Okay, you're not going to do anything, automatically everything is available. Okay, so what else we have here? What else we have is in the table different bands, right? Different brands. Now here in the pivot table, I have the region listed out. I have the sale person and the sales. So I will just click on the brands. Automatically it appears in the rows. Okay, so now just observe the pivot table which I have created, which is created. So for each sale person in different regions, he has which are all the brands he has used, he has saved. Okay, each salesperson in different regions, okay, east, north, south and west, what are all the products, what are all the brands he has sold. Okay, so Ganesh Gowda, he has sold Redmi and Vivo. Guru Prakash only Oppo and Redmi. Harish Kumar Oppo and Vivo. Mahaprabhu Redmi and Vivo. According to the brands, it is splitted. See, only the values will be displayed for you, and the row total also displayed in the top. So these formatting options I'll show you in the next class. Okay, so like this you can just segregate your options. Okay, so like this you can just segregate. If you don't want this sum of sales, just remove that. Only these many options will be available for you, but I actually require what are all the sales made by each individual sales person. That time I'll just select all these options. Okay, and if at all you want date, so insert that date also. Okay, but it is going to be inside 2021. Okay, you will have automatically the quarter 1, quarter 2, all these options are automatically available for you. If you don't want that, just click on this minus, it will be gone back. Okay, is that clear how to insert pivot table? Srivatsa? Okay. Okay, so I'll just give you a few more minutes. If any doubts you have, let me know. Then I am going to wind up for today. So we'll continue in the next class. The pivot table in depth, all these details I'm going to teach you in the next class. Okay. Any doubts you have, please let me know. Any topics you want me to repeat? Okay, Shamita is not having any doubts. Anybody else? Okay. So let me ask you some questions here. What is the shortcut to insert the charts into the same worksheet? Just drop the message, everybody. Insert the charts into the existing sheet. What is the shortcut we have? Shubhada, into the same sheet I meant. Yes, okay. Alt plus F2 is the shortcut, okay. So F11 is for another worksheet, I mean separate sheet, okay, separate chart sheet. Yes, Alt F2, Niranjan, correct. Okay, so whoever is answering, I'll just give you the attendance. Nobody else will be getting it, okay. Okay, I assume that nobody else is having any doubts. Let me, can I just wind up for today? So I'll just continue in the next class with the same topic, that is pivot tables. Will that be fine? Everybody okay with that? Or any doubts you want me to explain here? Okay, so I'll just try to wind up for today. Okay, meet you on the next session. Thank you for joining.